Y'all know what's going on, man. It's DJ Trouble Kid, the poster boy. You know the boy. You know what I'm saying? We live and direct. You know what I'm saying? Marquette Wizard, man, what we doing?
Shit, we here, man. Family business every day. That's all we know, man.
Family business over everything, man. Y'all know what's going on, man. We here. We live and direct. We at an undisclosed location, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly, you dig what I'm saying? We live and direct. You dig what I'm saying? We got a very special guest in the building, man. This is the first guest, the very, very first guest of the Unnamed Podcast, because that's the name we going with for the time being. Until we gonna figure it out. We figuring it out. That's gonna be the name, the Figuring It Out Podcast, brothers. But nah, you know, I'm very honored to introduce this next guest. You know, he has the honor of being the oldest sibling.
the burden.
He has the honor of being my older sibling. You know what I'm saying? But in all seriousness, man, I have the honor of introducing my older brother, man. My big brother C Buddy is here, man. I'm happy about this, man. I'm really, really happy about this because, hold on, nigga, I'm still introducing you, man. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't think I've ever really had the opportunity to just like really sit and connect with my brother and really kind of just cross platforms for real. You dig what I'm saying? I think we've had, like, we've been in the same space supporting one another, but I don't think we've ever really took time to like sit down and co-create, man. So this is dope because this is like one of the, you know, the first of many to come. You know what I'm saying? And to even be here, like for us to be here together, doing this together, I think this is one of the first of many experiences of us having this. You know what I'm saying? But C Buddy, man, what we doing, man?
Yo, what we doing? I don't even know, bro. What are we doing?
What's up, man? It's good to see you, man.
What's up?
You know, and this is exciting. This is a very exciting time, man. You know, for those that don't know, man, I called my big brother when I had an injury at work, man, and I asked him to just come through and help me around the crib and whatnot, man. And he pulled up immediately. You dig what I'm saying? He came through, no questions asked. You know, it kind of scared me because he showed up with a smile on his face. Like, that man was so geeked. Like, when he got to the door, I was like, he was like real excited about helping. I'm like, hey man, like, I you know, that really it threw me off, but it changed my mood immediately. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and I really just want to say I appreciate that, bro.
Always bringing a good energy.
Always bringing a good energy, man. But let me ask you this, right? This is a throwback question. We're gonna start them off with something light, right? Because we're gonna dive into some deep questions, you know, as we progress throughout this episode, right? But let me start with this. Everybody in the street's been wondering this. When I say everybody, I mean everybody. I mean Beyonce mama. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Ms. Knowles. You dig what I mean? I don't know you personally, but what's love to you? But nah, man. Pancakes or waffles, man. Pancakes or waffles.
Damn, that's a difficult question.
That's real as fuck right now.
That's difficult. I like both of them equally, bro. I can't. Like,
Nah.
strawberries and
Hey, yo, no, we about to do it. No, you gotta listen. We about to do it like drink champs. You gotta pick one and you gotta drink real quick.
What if I like both of them?
That's what happens. That's what when. All right, exactly. So on drink champs, you have to pick one. If you can't decide and you say both, you have to drink.
How can you choose between a waffle and a pancake? That is such a difficult.
I like waffles better.
That is such a difficult thing for me, even when I go to IHOP.
I like waffles better.
Why?
Like they're crispy. Like the way, like, you know, when you put the syrup all over them, like, you know, they soak it in really good. It has little crevices to actually soak in the syrup versus a pancake which is flat as fuck and that shit just glides off the side. Like, I need that shit all over, man. Like, come on.
Have you ever had like pancakes made with cinnamon in them and peanut butter mixed with it?
I mean, you could do that. You could do that with waffles too, man. You could put it in the batter, man.
It's the same shit.
You just sound like you like pancakes. You just say pancakes, man. Like,
No, I really can't choose.
so you want to drink is what you want to do.
No, I like both of them. You gotta drink.
All right.
You're the one that's choosing between a waffle and a pancake.
Fair enough, man.
My man changed the whole game. Like he really can't.
Because I accepted it, but yeah.
And you took it.
Yeah, man.
All right.
On the chin, man.
I'm gonna go come right on out and just say pancakes. I'm gonna go ahead and just say pancakes for the record. For DJ Trouble Kid, I'm going with pancakes, baby.
You gotta drink too then.
Nah,
He picked. What do you mean?
I picked. Nah, I gotta go with pancakes and let me break down because there's really levels to
I
this.
need to know, actually.
Yeah, man. Like the reason why I say this, and I always have. This has always been the difference, the deal breaker for me. The butter application, man. Like, let's talk about it, bro. You ever tried putting butter on a fucking waffle? Have you ever took a butter knife and tried putting butter on a waffle?
This is the only thing that I would give you over the waffles that pancakes have. Because the syrup glides over the surface, the butter does the same.
Have you
No, it don't, man.
Just as
Let
beautiful.
go my ego. Let
This
go
is
my ego.
beautifully.
You know you let go my ego. What the? You remember, right? I'm
Yeah.
sorry, bro. Like we grew up with pancakes.
But let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, right? You can't be this. You just got to be that person that choose both, right?
Yeah, I can't choose between them. It's like choosing two badass women between each other. I gotta
Alright.
y'all go because like.
Oh, this. I gotta let both of y'all go.
You
All
should not go
right.
on drink champs because you're gonna be.
He gonna be
by
fucked
the
up.
end, bro.
He gonna be fucked up walking in.
I'm fucked up right now.
Shit.
Man, this is crazy.
But check it out. Look.
This deal is crazy.
Nah, but look. With the pancakes, we gonna break this down too, right? With the pancakes is like this too. Cause check it out. The pancakes. You could stack more pancakes than you can stack waffles.
Is that a fact?
That's not. That's not.
Nah, it's not.
No, I don't know.
It depends on how thin the pancake is, though. But think about it.
Wait.
You
okay,
can enjoy
look,
a thin
look,
pancake. You can't
I'm on
enjoy
your
a
side.
thin
No,
waffle.
I'm on your side, right? Look.
Uh-huh.
No, right. No, look. Because when you do the pancakes, like, every time you make a pancake, it's going to be flat as fuck, right? Every time you make a waffle, that shit might not be exactly even.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
You stack them bitches up.
Exactly.
It might not stack as tall
The
as
only
pancakes.
the only spot that got like reasonable like
Because like the most I ever stacked was probably 3. And you can stack 3 on both of them.
3 waffles.
3 waffles, 3
Yeah, but we're talking about what's the best.
Nah, bro. I'm not getting 3 waffles. If you could get 4, if I
It's a
could,
circle and a square, bro. Like they
Is
both
every
Nah.
even to you?
every
I don't
circle
know,
is
maybe.
and every waffle ain't a circle or a square either. You dig me? You dig what I'm saying? But nah, you smooth. But nah, all right, we right there. So we got that out the way. Darker light liquor. Which one?
Ooh, I do crazy shit. Like
I believe him.
I mix fucking.
I believe him too.
I believe him.
I be mixing Jameson with vodka.
Oh, that's not good.
You know something?
It works out fine. It works out really well because I get drunk as
Yeah,
shit.
you say that.
Hey, now I ain't gonna lie. One night,
You say that until the
Hey, let's
first
keep.
time it fucking.
Hey, you know something? We gonna keep that story to yourself right now. Let's keep that story. Let's go. We gonna protect you. We gonna protect you in advance.
I'm gonna say it. Let me say it.
All right.
No, we have to. No, you're right. We have to.
One night I'm fucking drinking like the whole.
We gotta be DJ Vlad right now.
Fucking to half of the bottle. I'm in the bathroom throwing my fucking life out, bro. And I'm begging the guy. I was like, God, if you pull me through this, I won't do that shit no more.
I feel like we've all. I'm not even exaggerating this. Whether it's been in high school, college, if you never went to any of those things, I know we've all had that moment in the toilet, man. And not to be weird and say it like that, but we've all had that moment. We've all had that moment, man. Hey.
Nah, look, check it out. Check it out. I got a story time for y'all, right? So, right before COVID happened, like right before the pandemic happened, it was like a moment on my campus where we just realized that, like, yo, we about to go home. So it was like, all right, some of us is not going to class tomorrow. Some of us is probably going to leave tonight, today. But the campus just became like a legit party house. Like, it just became like, bro, it was just like motherfuckers was just drinking and doing like, cause y'all gotta understand, it was like it was like literally, it was like St. Patrick's Day, but like on campus, like, but it's also like this sadness because we don't know what the hell is coming, right? But at this point in the semester, I'm in my senior. This is my senior year, right? I'm like, nah, man, I'm not going out. I'm not doing any of that because I'm trying to wait until I graduate. And then
trying to hold it in.
I'm trying to hold it in and shit, man, right?
What happened?
COVID. So as all this shit is happening, right? Like all the news is outbreaking, like, ah shit, we about to go home.
Where did you go to that party? Yeah.
Check it, bro. I had a night, bro. I just did not stop drinking. Like, so I get to my homegirl that we all know Danielle, right? Shout out Danielle, bro. Danielle is by far like Danielle, for those of y'all that don't know, Danielle is my play sister. You know what I'm saying? That's my posse sister. She is one of my closest friends, man. And so I go to her dorm on campus, and at the time she's dorming with another one of our homegirls, Amber. And they over there drinking. So this is like a night where I decide, no. They're playing Uno for shots. How did that shit work? I don't know. All I remember was throwing up in her bathroom, and I shit y'all not, bro, I tried cleaning that shit up with toilet paper.
Ah, shit. Damn, that type of moment.
Yeah, nah, nigga, it was terrible. Like, cause I actually cleaned it up with the toilet paper.
How much toilet paper did you use?
Man, I don't know.
Roll them a roll, bro.
Nah, bro. But the wild part about it was, they like knocking on the, everybody's just knocking on the door like, yo, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm taking a shit. I'm just taking a shit. Whole time, bro. I'm literally in the, yo.
Straight scrambling.
I'm like,
Oh my God.
yo.
Bro.
And the wild part about it is, bro, this is when I felt, I didn't feel bad when I walked out. It didn't hit me when I walked out, bro. It hit me when she gave me a ride home. Ooh. I was like, oh my God, bro, this is terrible. So I puked in her bathroom, cleaned it up with toilet paper, and then she gives me a ride home. So as we approaching my dorm, I politely tell her, I say, hey, sis. Hey, y'all know when I was in there a long time, right? She said, what's up, bro? Yeah, man, I threw up in your shit, man. And I cleaned it up, man. I cleaned it up with some toilet paper. Man, Danielle is one of the kindest people I've ever met in my life, G.
I had one of my big brothers one time, bro. I got drunk, and he said, put both your feet on the ground, and you won't sit, and you won't spin. Like, you know that spinning feeling? Like,
wait, what? Pause, nigga. Pause. Wait, hold on. Put your feet on the ground and you won't spin. Why was your feet off the ground?
Right. So my feet both, I was like, bro,
we got
the room's still fucking spinning, nigga. I feel like I'm about to throw up.
Bro,
Still.
as y'all was talking about this, bro, I'm literally thinking about a moment.
What moment?
A moment where I projectile vomited, bro. All over somebody's wall, bro. Yo. Y'all know that I worked at a place, man, fuck the clock tower, but I worked at a place called the clock tower, bro. Yo. It was, bro, the clock tower, hey, shout out the clock tower, but fuck the clock tower, bro. Hey, but on some real shit, yo, the clock tower was dope. Yo, it offered me an opportunity, like, you know, like just to make some money and shit, you know, for the summer and shit like that. I was able to get some shit to like build a little home studio, shit like that, whatever. So shout out to them. But at the same time, you know, working at places, yo, it is what it is. Sometimes you be dealing with people, shit like that. It is what it is. But yo, that moment was like a culmination of every year at the clock tower built into one moment of exactly what it meant to be there. Like, bro, I swear to you, it was just like, I wasn't present, mind you, because I blacked the fuck out. But it's like, yo, I heard stories, man. I heard stories of how crazy it was.
It was one night we was working.
Oh, man.
We both working because I'm washing dishes and like kind of cooking too. And fucking, he's just like, he's on the fucking grill and cooking and shit. And he's like, I think it's like 8 o'clock we left. We supposed to.
Some shit, bro.
Bro, one night, that nigga said, Julian said the boss told Julian, we kept getting orders. So we kept taking the orders, and the boss told Julian, hey, just keep taking orders. We didn't leave until like probably 9:30, 10 o'clock. I was like, oh shit, I see why this nigga's always angry.
Yo, bro, because it's like when you be working in the kitchen, bro, it's like, all right, we're gonna close at 9, right? We do last call 15 minutes before 9. 8:15. 10 fucking tables walk in, bro. You're just like, oh yeah, they're all 4 tops, man. Some of them got kids and this and that, whatever. And they're just like, man, we gotta stay open, bro. And I'm just like, fuck that. I'm trying to go home. Like, what the fuck? But anyway, it's like, yo, you gotta do it, man. It's like, yo, it's like, man.
Bro, check this out though. Like, I never told y'all about this story, man. When I was in the military, fucking we had a command sergeant major's truck that was on fucking, like, it was on disactive, like, I forgot what he's called it, but it didn't work. And it was just I think it was a transmission needed to be replaced, and the rear truck, the transfer or something needed to be replaced. And fucking, man, we studied. It's the command sergeant major, it's like the boss of the bosses. Like, you gotta get this nigga shit fixed, bro. Like, it's his truck. Man, we stayed. We woke up at 6:30 that day in the morning. No, I woke up at around 6 in the morning. Some people wake up early. Made it to PT by 6:30. Went to work at 9 o'clock. I didn't go home until like 5 in the morning. Then we got like 3 hours of sleep and went back to work at like 9 o'clock that day. And it was just like, we didn't have to stay, but it was like, we took it like it's the command sergeant major's truck. And we gotta get this shit fixed. Bro, we worked on this shit the whole time, and then fucking the truck, it gets funny here though, but the truck still didn't fucking work.
How long y'all been working on the truck for?
Just about like the whole day. Whole day.
Okay. All right.
But the reason the truck didn't work, right, because I'm about to share something very embarrassing. They was like telling to write up the truck work, and I was like, yo, like we did everything. Like, later on, we found out, I was like, it's like, bro, did you put transmission fluid in the transmission? I was like, oh, that's what I forgot.
Bro.
I'm telling you, like, it didn't work after that, but it was just like, bro, I have to live that moment down forever. The whole point of that is like,
I feel you though, man, because it's like y'all was talking about like, but like you said it was his truck, right? Like y'all worked on his truck, and like it was like, you know, like y'all like respected him, like y'all like stayed up and y'all did that shit, and like it was like I feel you though on like that little thing at the end. But hey, yo, like you made it work though, you know what I mean? This shit came through at the end though.
What I'm happy about from that experience is that when I got out the military, like, people act like I didn't have a job. Like, you know I had a job. You know I had 2 jobs. I worked with you at the clock tower. Then we went to go work at Mahoney's for a minute.
Oh yeah.
You know, like that day. I had like, and then on top of 2 jobs, on top of that 2 jobs, I worked at the temp, this fucking thing, bro. The temp service. I was working there. I had 3 jobs. I worked at the cut tower for a while. Bro, how did they look at me? How was they viewing me, bro? Tell bro about it. You never told bro?
Well, man, like, see, this is where shit get complicated, man, because it's like, Lenny motherfucking be fucking talking, and he just be like saying shit like loud as fuck. You know what I mean? And like his opinions on shit and this and that or whatever. And I'm just like, all right, whatever, this and that.
I'm just saying, was I not one of the best dishwashers y'all ever had?
Oh, no, y'all was cool. He was cool.
Yeah, like, bro, like...
Nah, you was cool. No, it was cool. No, because we've had other ones. I ain't even gonna hold you. What? What is it? No, we looking at the game right now. What's the score? I gotta see it.
Please.
I said it'll be a 3-point. It'll be another potentially be a 3-point game. But you said it'll go to 30 though.
Yeah, I'd be wrong a lot.
I didn't think it was gonna get that high. But
I'd be wrong. Wait, what is it though?
it's 30-27.
30-27? No fucking way. Oh, I should have fucking bet. Fuck.
I said that shit.
Fuck, man.
They gonna win about. I said the Titans.
I could have got a 50-point. Oh man.
The Titans gonna win about 3, bro.
I'm telling you, no man. I've been fucking. Yo,
I quit watching football.
No, I've been fucking with the FanDuel though, man.
Excuse us for having dicks.
Yo, no, to be real though, like I've been fucking with the FanDuel, bro. Like, yo, once you get hot, if you hit that shit twice in a row, it's like, yo, but hey, that was a good prediction, man. So that should be random as fuck though. That's the thing. Like when you be doing that shit, like look, my homie, shout out my homie Ignacio from Frost. He was the one. There was this shit called Don Picks. And he just be having like different picks.
Excuse me, it's 28 to 27.
But shit, that shit's still over fucking 50. But no, he be having like the picks and shit for FanDuel, like. But man, like once you be hitting, man, like yo, like once you get a streak going, it's like man, it's the same shit. Like there's this other dude, his name is Shoe to the Woo, on Instagram. He be going to the casino like Rivers and shit like that, and they be playing baccarat, and. If you know about baccarat, that's like a fucking game where it's like, it's a lot about like patterns and shit like that. Like once you recognize, there's like you could either bet on banker, player, or a tie, and it's like whenever you be going through that shit, like it'll be a pattern. It'll be like banker, banker, banker. Then it'll be like player, 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 and like in threes, you know. And then maybe it'll even out like with something else just one time. And then it'll be another pattern, and it's like.
You know what that shit reminds me of? You know, back then I used to score really high not even back then, like still now. I score really high on IQ tests, and I was like, yo, these IQ tests are fucking garbage, bro. Like all it is noticing a fucking pattern in between shit and then picking what's next. So I was like, this is garbage. And they're like, oh, he scored so high. My mom, like, he scored so high in this and that. And I'm like, no, man, this isn't like a real test about like intelligence. Like intelligence, the definition of intelligence is learning craft and being able to, learning the application and being able to apply it effectively. See, me, I'm slow. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm slow as fuck. It takes me a while to learn something. But once I learn it, oh my God, like I'm as efficient or more efficient than the person that learned it on the first day, and that's what they all had mistaken about me.
Right.
And I'm like, these IQ tests don't measure intelligence, they measure stupidity or some bullshit to me.
No, I just wanted to say exactly about that shit, like the IQ test, like the ACT, certain shit, like you could be good at test taking. It has to involve with like certain decision making, also multiple choice. Like just like picking the odd one out or whatever, like and it's you could be a good test taker is the point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like a lot of those things might not be an accurate like depiction of like actual intelligence like you're talking about.
Yeah, cause some of y'all some smart ass weirdos.
Fuck you, nigga.
I'm gonna say that shit for what it is, man. Let's keep it tall though, man. Cause let's keep it tall, bro. We all met some smart, some like real intelligent, awkward ass people.
Bro, there's always somebody smarter than the next person.
And it's like, and it's just, and it's not to like say it in a judgmental way, but it's more so like some people genuinely don't know how to converse. Like it's just like some people are just obsessed with having that level of intelligence. Like, nigga, I'm smarter than you.
That shit right there.
Bro.
Like, nigga, I'm smarter than you. I don't care. But
Bro,
wait, hold on. Let me pause y'all real quick.
Yo, come on.
Cause y'all just, I felt like I just struck a nerve when I said that. Cause I was joking, but y'all got some PTSD behind this.
no.
All right, it's story time. It's story time. Who wants to go first? They both asked each other first.
So man, I'm chilling with one of my guys, man. I call him my big bro, and he's like, he tells me, he says, you don't know everything. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, no, I don't know everything, but you're supposed to be versatile. You're supposed to know a little bit of something about a lot of things, or mostly everything. You're supposed to know a little bit of something about everything, but not everything. Just the vibe, some of the broad basics. And he's like, so tell me about this. I'm like, I know about that, but I don't know. I've heard about that, but I know this to that regard about that, but I'm not sure. So he's just like, you don't know everything. I was like, no, but you don't fucking know about that either. So like, oh my God, like felt like one of those, I don't know what to say, ego, like get a big ego, but like one of those things like.
Well, I feel like, yeah, you could say that. I mean, sometimes.
Is it a big ego, like what you feel
Yeah, that is, because it's like you feel like, oh, like you know everything there is to know, or this, but to be real, like I don't like the you have to be able to accept that, like you don't know, I don't know shit. You know what I mean? You have to be able to say that, and it's like, yeah, exactly. Like you have to be able to acknowledge that, because then you're not capable. You're not like putting yourself in a position to learn more.
Oh, gotcha. But no, where I was coming from more so is just like, I can admit that I don't know everything about. I don't know everything about everything, but I've heard something about a lot of things.
Well, yeah, of course,
So
yeah.
It's like when I'm sitting here, I'm saying, and when I had to, he was like most of like trying to humble me. And it's just like, it's one of those individuals where you're around just like,
It's like, do they always try to think that they just like know more than you about something?
Yes, not even that. I don't care if you know more than me. I look
No,
forward
but acting like they know versus them actually knowing.
Yeah, more so that. More so type of that. You know, and I look forward, like, if I meet somebody and I don't know something about this, I'm like, and they know, and I'm like, oh, like, the one bait, man, I love one of my battle buddies when I was in the military, his name was Kemmings. Man, I was so fucking thrilled. This guy graduated. Check this out, bro. This nigga graduated with a master's, I want to say a master's, but a master's in, like, computer science and technology or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows, like, how to set code, like, the
like
code.
making websites and all that, and like.
And plus more.
Right, yeah.
So fucking, you know, I'm somewhere and I'm just like, man, like, zeros and, like, from the broad basics of zeros and ones. And we're talking about a lot more, and fucking, I was like, it was an honor for me to be in that, to sit there and learn from him. But you, what was I? Oh,
No, it's crazy when you see that.
No, that's what I'm saying. Was just like, it was crazy for me to be in that like atmosphere to learn. But when I see other people that just like, how could you not want to know? Like,
right?
How could you not be hungry for information? Because I don't know if you ever been there, but I got to this point when I kind of like grew to a phase like I want to know as much as I can. Like I just want to learn something every day.
Well, you want to grow, bro. Like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like some people aren't in that. Like I don't know. I can't really speak for people, bro. But it's like some people just like things the way that they are. They like the routine that they're already in, and they don't want to change that because that's what they're comfortable with. That's all that they know.
That's why I feel like with my big homie, it was more so like I'm like, yo, no, like I don't know everything, but I know a little bit of something about a lot of stuff. And he's just like, when I would try to tell him certain things or try to be like, hey, you know. Kind of, I know this about that. He'll be like, "How do you know?" And I'll be like, "Well, we can Google it, bro." I tell you, people hate when I
like
say
just being
Google.
like super confrontational about
bro,
shit.
It
like,
would get there, and I'll be like, people would hate when I say Google it. Like I'm not talking out my ass. Like Google the shit,
right?
Bro, we'll Google something, and bro, what was I don't know. We Googled one thing. What was the first thing we Googled? Fucking I don't know. We Googled something, and he was just like, well, you was right about that, but like you know that about this and this.
Always
and that.
skeptical,
Like,
skeptical, even though you showed it to them already. Like,
yeah.
I feel you.
That, but I love being around people like that too, though, because it humbles me. Because it sounds like you like, you know, I try to reach everybody I can. It's like, man, if I can reach this person in a way just to like show them like, bro, like, I feel like sometimes when you're in a room where you shine too bright, well, people, they look at it as in like a, they don't get like, I want people to understand too, like when you shine too bright around some people, you might receive it as hate, but it's more so of them being scared of their own light. It's just like, or wanting to be like, how can I do that?
Well, I think it comes from like an insecurity of just like thinking that you're not good enough or whatever, and then it becomes a comparison game and shit like that. But it's like that's not even the way that it should be going. Like, you know, everyone like is unique in their own way type shit.
And I have to be conscious of that because bro, no, we grew up in a household where it was like my mom had us like, you know, doing cursive like at 4 years old, bro. Like my mom had us like doing like these like books or what I don't know what, like what was those books, bro? Like with the math. It was math, English, and writing or whatever. So like we were young, but at a young age, like having to like expand. Like my mom wasn't on no bullshit with us. So when you come from a household like that, it's just like we grow up with this like I don't know. My brother can probably explain it probably. You know, like we grow up with this like, how can we not be the best we can be? Like be the best we can be at all times. Like when we grew up. Where you go, you explain more on it, bro. I drink something still.
I actually won't expand on it because I think we should shed light on the other angle of it as well. Because I think the beauty of ignorance is education.
Yeah.
I say that to say like sometimes I think it's about perspective. Like I think these days I'm less concerned with a person not understanding me. I'm more concerned with why they don't understand me. You feel me? Because
Ooh, that's nice.
yeah, because I think a lot of the time, like I spent a lot of time focused on the problem at hand, and I never spent time like. I feel like it's hard to take ownership sometimes when you just focused on the problem. And how to make the problem disappear for me is understand. Like I need to understand why the problem came about in the first place. You know what I'm saying? But I also need to be amongst people that, like, where we understand. Like we're trying to figure this out together actively. So I think that's just the thing. Is like everybody's understanding is very different. You know what I mean? And it's like. I think the same way, like as I was hearing y'all talk about just, you know, somebody being boastful with information, I thought to myself, I'm like, what if you have people that are like so gifted with information, the same way you got people that are gifted with athletic abilities?
Bro, I remember, bro. Like,
where, hear me out, whereas like, you know how it's like, for example, like, if I'm Michael Jordan, I'm gonna talk shit on a basketball court, right? Yeah. But what if you just one of these really intelligent niggas? Like, I'm gonna talk shit where I can talk shit at.
You like Steve Jobs.
You see what I'm saying? And it's like, so the big, like, cause one of the biggest things I've been finding is, right, like, cause I'm a flat out say it, like, I was a person, I never grew up, my mom, like you, like my mom, like as my brother is describing, like, and I wanna be very clear on this, like, my mom was a strict parent, but she was strict for all the right reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, my mom at times was also a single parent. So she had to be strict in a lot of ways. You know what I mean?
Both roles,
yeah. You know what I'm saying? And even there's been moments where she did have help and she still would have to be the more dominant person because the other male probably wouldn't be as superior, so to speak. So
they wouldn't be trying to step over that line.
Nah, cause it's not even just that, but it's just my mom is one of those zero tolerant kind of people.
And also, you know, the one thing I had to always respect about mom is like, how could you ever know what it's like to be a man if you're not one? So it's like you got to do your best job. You got to do the best of your capabilities to try to instill in two young men.
Yeah.
Like, you know, what a man's supposed to be put in there, and you got to do it as a woman. So how do I supposed to do that, you know? And if you don't know how to do that, then you know, as a woman, and it's like, I feel like a woman, I'm not trying to sound like, what's the name, but I feel like as a woman, like, I grew up and I was like, it's certain shit that, like, women couldn't teach me that men taught me about being a man and owning up to my own responsibilities to myself as a man.
And I would definitely have to agree with that, right? So, but again, you also got to look at it too, where it's like we were fortunate in that situation.
Yeah.
Because everybody is not blessed with the network of men. And that's something I realized the older I got, right? Like, we sitting in in an undisclosed location. We know where we at, right? And I just want to give a special shout out to that individual because they believed in this vision. You know, when we first came to this location, I remember disclosing like the vision that I had for this, and that person really believed in this. And at a later time, we'll probably disclose this location and really kind of speak to it more. But we still kind of figuring out how we want to go about, disclosing these things because we do respect where we are at the same time. So, but with all of that being said, I think it's just a certain level of respect you just gotta have for all the respected players in it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just think that's just with all that being said is just. I think that's just the importance of knowing the role you play. You know what I mean? And just everything you do in life. Beyond pushing to be the best, it's just knowing the role you play because how can you be the best if you don't know the role you play? You just you just aiming to just be great, but how are you training to be great? I remember when I heard J. Cole break down, and this is gonna bring me to an interesting debate we was having earlier. Shout out to J. Cole and the whole Dreamville family, man. But I would say J. Cole was speaking upon when he was talking about I want to say this was in the off-season documentary. The off-season is the most recent album he dropped, correct?
Yeah.
The off-season, right? But in this documentary, he was talking about how he kind of reached a point where, and I could be, I could be paraphrasing this and kind of getting this wrong too, but he was just kind of talking about he got to a point in a place where he realized like he had to continue, like he had to get better, like he had to continue training better in order for him to be better at rapping. He had to put in a level of work that he wasn't putting in with basketball. Like
I want to add exactly with that.
Even at the level he was already at.
Yeah,
exactly. But what I'm saying is with that is this, right? Like, I think it's just highly important to understand, like, a part of knowing yourself is knowing what you're like. Again, you have to know your lane. You gotta know your lane. You gotta be around people that are willing to tell you that know you enough to help express like, nah, man, you're not you right now, or you venturing outside of that. So I just wanted to shed light from that because this is one of the biggest artists to date, so to speak, right? Shedding light from his personal experience. We was talking about he was in a house party in Queens. And, like, he had a moment where he just had to kind of, like, leave because he just was feeling lost. But I say that to say, like, sometimes, man, people can portray these confident, egotistical personas because a lot of time it just be insecure. A lot of time it's really rooted in insecurity, man. Like, it's rooted in...
But before you go to insecurity, what I wanted to say was that after that, what's his name is that on that process, with that process to becoming great or to becoming who you want to be, I was a shorty and I watched this commercial with Blake Griffin in it, and Blake Griffin was like, you gotta learn to fall in love with the process. You gotta learn to fall in love with the process. Like, fall in love with that process to becoming great. Fall in love with the process of putting in hard work. Fall in love with the process. So it's just like, and when I took that in as a shorty, it was like, it made me learn to fall in love with putting in hard work where it needs to be put in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And not complaining about it. You know, not being a brat about it. Just like learn to fall in love with the process, man.
Mm-hmm.
And like if you could get that, like when you figure it out and you get there, it's just man that it's again about I don't want to say like manifesting, but like once you get to that point and you fall in love, it's a part of manifesting outside of thinking. It's a part of manifesting what you want for this reality.
Well, I feel like it does. Like you were talking about, like it is manifesting for sure. Like, cause you just have to put yourself in position to like get there, so you can actually like start acting and like creating that for yourself. You know, like you were talking about creating that lane and shit, like knowing where you fit. You know, and a lot of the time, I feel like that has to do a lot with just soul searching, like figuring out who you are and shit like that. You know, asking yourself those very difficult questions, whatever it might be for each person to figure out whatever it is you need to figure out, you know, like to get in that position, you know what I mean? And then from there, it's like, yo, like we could create something different. We could create something better than the things that we've had in the past, you know, and it's attainable. And all it really takes is the belief. And then once you believe, you can imagine it. Once you imagine it, the vision is clear, and all you have to do is take steps to get there, and then you're good. Like, you know what I mean?
Too is like, I just sent my sister today, I told her to go on YouTube and search the manifestation code. And from what I understood from parts of it that I always felt like, that I always done, is that I always saw myself as being something, or always being there. I always saw myself as like, being something greater than the version I was the day before and so forth. But I always saw myself, you know, where I wanted to be in my life, successful. So it's just like, you gotta start building those patterns with yourself, like those thinking patterns. Like me and my brothers used to talk about this, like, you know, what you think can, you know, kind of have a, no, it can't kind of, it will have a, you know, produce an action that may have a reaction to a certain stimulus. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, if I'm gonna think positive and the outcome, if I'm gonna think positive about this, the outcome might be positive because it might conduct myself in a more relaxed way, in a certain way that might be cool with this situation to have a better reaction, you know, from the situation. Mm-hmm. So it's like you gotta be positive. Like if you, when like. Life has challenges and it has ups and downs, bro. But when you learn to keep a positive outlook, like man, I had to learn at a serious level that shit can be worse for somebody else than it is for you. And most likely shit is worse than it is for somebody else than it is for you right now. So how can you complain?
Facts.
Right. You know, like how can you complain? If you here right now and you know that it could be worse for somebody else, stop complaining, get your shit together. Do what you need to do. Not even as a stop complaining, get it there. Get out of this situation or get your shit together. Right. So it's like I had to learn that too, and it's like, man, when I learned that, bro, it was just like my mind automatically bounced to like the positivity, like, yeah, like I got this. Cause I know it's worse for somebody. And it's not to be like, oh yeah, it's worse for somebody, so I know. No, it's like, man, I don't want to be where it's worse for somebody, so I know I should be in this direction because I could be here in this situation. Somebody could be dead in this situation that I was just in.
Right.
So it's like I'm still alive, you know. Like I'm still alive. I still got my life. I still got my youth. I'm, you know, who am I to not live it out? Live it up for the people who couldn't live it up. You see what I'm saying? Like who am I to not live it up for the people who couldn't live it up? The people who couldn't live it up probably looking at you like, what do you call it? That's spoiled milk. Like you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like don't worry about that. Keep going. I wish I could be where you was at. You know how many people older than me always tell me, man, I wish I could be in your position at your age. And I'm like, yo, like, you know, to me, I'm like, damn, what was you at your age?
Right.
At my age, what was you at my age? You feel what I'm saying? What was you at my age? You like, damn, it was worse? Oh, shit. I'm like,
but,
you know, and it just keeps the positive.
That's a fact.
Keeps me thinking in a positive way, man. Keeps me with the love, man. If you don't get that love, it's the answer, bro. I don't know what lane you living in, cause love is the answer, bro. And on top of that, unconditional love, and there's different types of love. Right. So if you don't get all that, man, like when you get the love is the answer, bro, like you just like, man, life is beautiful at all times.
So let me ask you this, right? With all of that being said, how do you interpret this through your music? How do you channel this all through your music?
Being myself at all times. Whether or not I'm being vulnerable, whether or not I'm just being a thug, whether or not I'm just being soft, whether or not I'm being emotional, whether or not I'm being fucking like, you know, being myself and not trying to. I had a struggle with one part of myself. Is just like, I don't want to sound just like this. I don't want to sound just like that. And I'm like, I had to let that go. And I had, shout out to my boy, Rest in Paradise, man. One of my boys told me, he was like, man, like, I told him I'm releasing an album, but like, excuse me, I talk about love. I talk about a little bit of what's going on, like politically. I talk about what's going on. I said, man, I don't know how they gonna perceive me, bro. Like, I don't want to know if they think I'm like, can't pick a lane, or I need to pick this lane, because I was getting told for a while, like, just pick a lane, bro, and go with that. And I was like, nah, but I can do all this. I can talk about all this, bro. And he told me, he was like, man, like, yo, just like, be yourself, bro. Like, if you be yourself, that's like, it's being honest. When you be yourself, you're being honest, and nobody can never, ever be mad at you for being honest. And I say, you know what, bro, that's what I'm doing. I'm never gonna get caught up in the bullshit of just being, I can be just like, one lane. That's why I think I said on one song, like, I'm swerving lanes and shit, like, I can do whatever I want to do, and I'm gonna be myself, be unapologetic about it.
Right.
And it's just like, it's off of that, but it's more of that. My bad, man. I'm sorry, I'm intoxicated.
No, you're good. No, you're good, bro. Like, I'm just listening more so, bro. Like, yeah, at the same time, like, I'm listening, I'm taking everything in, I'm soaking it up, and I'm like, I hear what you're saying. At the same time, I think for people that are working through shit, it's probably just working through shit that has been programmed in their mind, you know what I mean? And shit that's been imprinted from trauma and like other shit that they've been through and other things, like, and like not going, like trying not to go back to those same patterns, because a lot of the time it's a decision, you know what I mean? And it's like just not entertaining like that side of it. And just choosing to do what you already know is right, you know what I mean? And like, but just following through, that's the thing, like just following through and like maintaining that is what's important, like once you get to that place, everybody starts somewhere, not everyone starts somewhere, then, you're working through it. Some people get through it faster than others and shit. However fast you get through it, the only thing that matters is that you get through it. You know what I mean? So, like, just staying focused throughout that.
Yeah, and that's all I wanted to say. That's what I was getting at with that. It's just like, man, somebody got it worse than you, bro. You, sis, you, whoever you are. Somebody got it worse than you. So if you know somebody got it worse than you, it's up to you. If you know somebody got it worse than you, now it's up to you to be like, I carry that kind of weight. Like, I feel bad, like if I let it get to me right now and I don't do what I'm supposed to do, I let my ancestors down, So I'm like, I can't let y'all down. Like, I can't let y'all down. And then when I let y'all, imagine you leave here and they say, why you ain't do this, why you ain't do that, and you was capable of doing way greater than what you did.